command line, right? There is git bash, git some command line. But when you install git on your system, you can also use, because you've added git to your path on Windows, you can run git from your own normal command prompt. So and then the command we ran earlier was git branch -a, which shows us all the branches on the projects on the repository. And I talked about local and remote. So in local you will have a version, in remote you will have a version. So the different branches will now compare against each other. So this one said nothing to commit. Working tree is clean because what's on master remote and master local is the same. So that way there's no difference. If there was a difference in the one, on remote, maybe you've gone there to change something or somebody has updated it, it will tell you. So what we want to do now is to create a new branch. So just say git branch, then the name of the branch, call it maybe Zoom or Zoom class or whatever. No, you don't need that. Yep. No, it has to be a single string. Yeah. So what you simply done now is that you've created a branch. Now the branch is just there, just like there's a tree, and then you just created a branch out of it. The branch is there right now, but you are not on that branch right now. Do git branch A again. Just press your up arrow key. You don't need to type it. Press the up arrow key. It will bring back again. Yep. So as you're pressing up, it goes back to your previous command. So you can see now that we have two branches that are local. Are we together, everybody? Two branches that are local and one that is remote. Now, we've not pushed, so Zoom class doesn't exist in the remote. It only exists on the local. So what we can go and do now is so now what we want to do is we don't want to make changes to the master, but we want to make a change in the code on this our own branch. So let's say the master is where everybody is working, but this Zoom class is for this Zoom class. So any change we make today will be in that Zoom class. So you have to check out this version to be able to make changes on any change you made now. You are making it in the master directly. So do git checkout Zoom class. You can write those commands down. I mean, I sent you the reference as well. Check out Zoom class. Yep. So what you're doing now is you're checking out. Can you see the message? Switched to branch Zoom class. So right now we're on branch Zoom class. Can you go up arrow key 3 or 4 times to go back to git branch A? Yep. Enter. Can you see what just happened? So right now we're on Zoom class branch. So now let's now go to the code. Where is the code? The code of this, the code in this repository, opening from Visual Studio. Is this the code?
Yeah, I should think so.
Okay, so another way you can know is go to view, go to Team Explorer. So I mean, these are things that you always get to know later. Can you see this local Git repository to your right? Yeah, so you can see that is actually the repo that we are working on. Click on this done button beside new. Click on it. Yeah, don't click new. All right, so you can create a new repo from here. Cancel it. Cancel. You can add. Click on add. No, don't click on add, but the button beside it. Yeah. You can add a new repository. Cancel. Check what's beside clone as well. You can clone a repository directly from here. But I don't want you to be using this. I want you to be using the command line because it's going to help you to, be very familiar with commands. All right, so I just wanted to show you that you can close it. All right, so what changes should we make on this code? Just make any change. What change do you think this code needs that makes sense? Let's add a new mentor. Mentor 3. So no, just copy this old block. Yep, copy the old block and paste it again. Just change the parameters inside. All right, so change it to mentor 3 and then change the name to any name you want. And use Olatunde or Maureen. Location is in Italy. Maureen, you just got promoted to a mentor.
Hope is a paid one.
And that's true, Sha, because these are our code as paid mentor and then mentor that are not paid. Okay, makes sense. So so add it to this list of mentor list. Yeah. Add then mentor 3. Okay. Yeah, just to be sure everything is fine, run the code. Let's see that it's working before we commit the change to our repository. Yep. So, but it has to be she now. Can you see what happened? So close it. Stop the execution. So that means we have to go and arrange for gender, right? We arrange for gender and then we have to pass it in the. So yeah, let's put gender in the common class. Prop, tab, yeah, makes sense. See, these are guys. Your hand is now. Your hand is on fire. Capital G. You want to use a char, it's fine.
What do you think we should use?
I mean, it's up to you. You can use anything you like. I mean, you are the programmer as far as it works. So, yeah, gender is make it capital. See, you see the way programming will be. You'll be seeing problems, and then I've already seen one problem that you face again now as we're going.
I have to write an if code.
Sorry,
I have to
gender
write an
is
if code.
exactly. Or you may not. I mean, there are like Maureen was saying, there are like different ways to do different things. So this is hef now. Yep. So you might not even need to. You can just go to this place that we put E in the console. Our mentor is -E. So just remove that E and replace this E with your yep. So you can do something. Let me show you something else you can do. You can do an interpolation and so that we just do the optimization. In the after right line, open that bracket, put a $sign there. Put a $sign, yep. Put a $sign, yep. So our mentor is, so instead of this 0, remove this 0 and this curly brackets. If I remove the 0 inside, leave the curly brackets, remove the 0. Right, so you can just do mentor.name. Mentor.name. Or what did we call it? No, sorry, it should be hem. It's M, not mentor. M.name. Name. Yep. So you can do the same and then remove all these. So that we'll go and remove all the. So don't forget, mentor name is this, he or she. So after that comma of name, you will have to put m.gender. Open a curly bracket. Yeah. So that's another way of interpolation if you don't want to be doing 0, 1, 2, 3. Gender. Okay, so no, that's not a curly bracket. You need to correct it after that gender. So this is so this will give us male, right? Male, female. But no, sorry, this won't give us male, female. This will just give us is M. Abi?
Yeah.
M
Don't worry, I'll
M.
go and change that so that it will be easier for us.
So that's one way to go about that. So you can use a string and then just use male, female. You can use 0 and 1. So female. You want to use she? No way, we're not going to allow you to do that. It's going to be male and female.
It doesn't change anything now.
No, it changed something. No, so it's going to be string male and female. Worst case, you go and do if else. Just so this is programming and this is solving problem, right? So let's solve the problem. We know there's a problem because it's going to be male. So we need to change male and female to he and she. So female. Okay, mentor 3. No, mentor 3 is female. Where's more? All right. So couple of things we can do. I mean,
What?
they're like, sorry, Maury?
No. It's just, I think it's just a cheat. It's a short
Yeah. It's a cheat, exactly. So because if we do if
which solves the if statement from them. Like she is a female, he is a male. Okay.
okay, so tell me what you want to do before you write the code. Walk us through
I want
it.
to declare a new variable, string, gender name. Then I'll set the gender name. If it's female equals to he, then if it's male equals to she. Then I'll now replace the m.gender name to the variable gender name instead of m.gender.
Okay, that's also a good way. There's another way. It's called enums, but we've not gotten there, so don't let me bring it up. So you can use enums. You just use 1 and 2, and those 1 and 2 will be equivalent to he or she directly. So, but go ahead and do what you want to do. Let's see if it works. I mean, all of us are watching. You're on the hot seat now. So I see what you want to do, right? And
Yeah.
because of time and because we're recording, let me what you're doing is makes sense. So but let's also use this opportunity to practice what we learned, right? So go and create a new method. Scroll down. No, in this same program here. Scroll down. So after this line 50, I think line 50 is where your program ends.
Okay.
50, line 50. No, after.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So create call the method gender conversion or convert gender. No, it's not it's a method now. So when you are declaring a method, remove this. Let me show you how a method will be. So can you give me is there control on Zoom? I don't know. I haven't used it before though, but I can't remember whether there is. Okay, so what I want to type is public string.
Okay, I'm giving you control.
Were you able to give me? Click to
I
start.
think so.
If I have it, it will make sense. Okay, I think I do. Yeah, but I think it's very slow. Don't worry, let me just tell you what I want to do. I want to create a new method called convert gender. And I'm going to pass in a mentor. And when I pass in the mentor will change that gender to he or she. So public string.
Is it returning something?
Yeah, it's returning a string. That's why I
Okay.
said string. So call it convert gender. Capital C, convert gender, written together. Makes sense. So open a curly bracket in front of it. Yeah. So this is a method. So put return. Okay, before you return, on top of the return, just passing a mentor object as an input parameter. Passing a mentor object. No, in the input. Yes, in the input. Just say mentor hem. Yep, hem. Right? Makes sense. So now you now say if m dot, if open a bracket in front of your if statement, if m dot gender equals to male. So you can close that bracket. You can close that bracket and then open a, yeah, exactly. So what do you want to do? Do you want to just convert it? Do you want to use on the same gender as well? Or you want to set another property called converted gender? Or let's just set it. If m dot gender is male, m dot gender equals to e. But we really shouldn't use that property. We should use another thing. Okay. So what you do is, let's go back to mentor, add one more field, call it display gender.
What are we returning?
No, go back, hold on, go back to common where we declared our mentor. You've gender, then add another field in this common called display gender or displayed gender. Should also be a string. So displayed gender. So like I told you, there are hundreds of ways to achieve this. It's just up to you. Whatever your capital D is telling you to correct that name. All these things are also important so that when your code looks cleaner. So go back. Yeah, so if gender is male, m dot displayed gender will now be E. I don't know if what I'm doing is making sense. E in strings, HE. Okay, so once you do this if, just come back. You don't need to do an else. Before the return.
Inside the curly brackets.
Outside the curly bracket, press enter.
Okay.
Before the return, yeah, and just say m dot gender equals to she. Just type m dot gender equals to she. M dot display gender, sorry, equals to she. So the idea is if it's not a E, then it's a she. There is no other, you understand?
But you can use the else, right?
Of course, you can use the else.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
but
it's just
in this,
words, but
yeah, it's just more words. So this is lesser because there can only be two. So if it's not E, then it should be a she. So then you return the display gender. Okay, we didn't define anything for it. So before
this way to
hold on.
This way to reassign whatever you have assigned to display gender again.
No.
So even if the gender was male, it will set it to she, because except you return this m dot display gender before it gets to the end.
That's what we want to do. So we declare something in the beginning for m dot display gender, right? So you can say result, string result equals to final, I mean anything you want to call it. I just want to display something that you are passing that m dot display gender into, and then you are returning it at the end.
Display gender.
M dot display gender. So like I said, there are hundreds of ways that you can achieve this. So let's walk through this code. Let's see what it's doing. If what it's doing is what we want to achieve, right? Now we know that when display gender comes, it's going to come as an empty string. Abi? Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
It will come as an empty string because we didn't default it to anything. So like I said, there are hundreds of ways we can achieve this. We can default it to a particular gender and then come and check if it is. If it's not, reassign it. We can default it to an empty string. In this case, an empty string. So as at this place, what's it called? Is an empty string on this line 55. Now it doesn't change on line 56. You're just checking if the m.gender that comes in is male. So we have like a redundant line. Then we are setting the display gender to be E. Okay, let's do a else, just for clarity's sake, because I didn't want to go into just do a else. Yep. And then you don't need to check anything, just put that display gender into. So when you do this, we've set what the value of our display gender would be. So we can return, in fact, we can return that same mentor back. We don't even need to return a string.
So this shouldn't it be like mentor m.gender that we are passing as the string instead of just mentor m?
It depends on what we want to return, right? So what we've done is we took in mentor, and then we changed the property inside it, Abi, and then we're returning that mentor. So go back to this string and return a mentor in line 53.
Here.
Nope. The place where we have string.
Okay.
Yep. Then return back
String.
a mentor. Yeah. Yep. So
we should remove this mentor now.
Remove the. So what are returning back is m. Return back m in line 64. No, leave it. Leave the mentor there. Return back m in line 64. All right. Remove this display gender on line 55. We don't need it. So can we read this code together and see if it does what we want it to do?
Yeah.
So put a on line 59 after the curly brace, press enter so that your else can come down. 59. Yeah, press enter. Yeah. Okay. So we said if the gender is male, just set this one to E. If it's female, set this one to she and return the mentor back for us. Is it clear to everybody? Now let's make this method private. This method, let's make it private. Makes sense. So let's now go to, so we have a method now that checks the male and set it to she, set display gender to she or he. So we can now go and use, so we need to call this method before we do our write line. So go to the program, before we call that write line for each of the mentor. After the inside the for each, just before we call. So let's do something. So we're going to say for each m in this. So we want you to convert the gender first before writing the name. So how do you think we should call that method? Let me leave you guys to call the method yourself.
So if you
so
if you make it static, you can do, or you create an instance of this main class and call this, or no, we can call it directly. We can call convert gender. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want you to do. Okay, now you can't say convert
No.
gender. I'll tell you the reason why you can't say it.
Yeah,
Because it's
Okay.
private.
No, not because it's
static.
private.
It's
You are
static.
in the same class, right? The class you are in is your main class.
Yes, I'm in main
So
class now.
you are in
But
you are in the
that's
you are in the main class, which is a static class. So you can do something. You can make that class the convert gender also static. So it's going to be a private static. Okay. So go back so that your intelligence can pick that. So convert gender,
Yeah.
right? Now, and then you now pass in your gender inside. Remember, it's going to return a gender, right? So you're passing in M. Okay. No. Just M.
M dot gender.
No, it's taking the whole mentor object. M. Now, whatever you get outside of this guy is what you should write line about. So wait. You've not before we do our right line, right? We need to do the conversion, true or false.
True.
So this line 48 is for your conversion. So you can call it maybe Z or Y, the output of this convert gender. So you need to collect it inside a variable. Remember that convert gender is returning a mentor. So you can say, nope, it should be the other way because what you're assigning is air. So what you're supposed to write is, let's say mentor Y. Clean this line 48, so that you understand what I'm saying. Hello, clean line 48. Clean it completely.
Okay.
Don't worry, you type it again.
Fine. Okay.
So the first question you ask yourself is, what does convert gender returns? What does it return? It
I
takes.
can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Convert gender takes in a mentor
Yeah, I can hear you.
convert gender takes in a mentor and returns a mentor. So the first thing you should do here is where you're going to collect that output inside a mentor object. So you can do var. You can do mentor y or variable y. Use mentor. Let's be static. Mentor y. Mentor y, right, equals to. Now you want to, when this convert gender finishes, you want to collect the result into y. That's what we're saying. No. I mean, so you are calling the method now, convert gender. Convert gender. That's what you're calling now. And then you pass in the M in your for each, so that it does it for everybody. Does that make sense? Now, after this conversion, the new what's it called? The new mentor is now Y. So Y is only Y that we have display gender. Is it confusing?
So
Okay, wait. Maureen, do you understand what we're doing? Tunde, do you
Yeah, I
understand?
understand, but I want to see what you're now going to write. Are you now going to write y dot convert gender?
Exactly.
What is going to be in between? Okay.
So what I'm going to do now is, our mentor is y.name, y.display gender, y.location. So everywhere you have M in line 50, change them to Y. So now think about what I'm doing. You've changed too many things though. Apply. Or you have to, I think you should cancel this because you've changed so many things. Yeah, so you might need to change that back and then change line 48 back. Very important, line 48.
The convert gender
Not that,
part.
not that one.
No,
The convert gender.
other
Yeah.
one.
So if you look at this, yeah, this is what we want to achieve. Now think about this line. See the way you think
But
about
you're
police.
still missing something.
What am I missing? I'm not missing anything.
You're
So
missing
instead of
what did you
gender,
call it?
it should be display gender on
Gender
this.
display.
Yeah, this y gender, change it to display gender. It's because of
Oh.
this guy that we went through all the thing we went through now. Right. So now I want you to understand it. You should be able to run this on your head and tell me what the outcome would be without running this code. So what we did is inside our mentor list, we picked one mentor, passed that mentor into this convert gender, got out a new mentor. Now the new mentor that we have, when it goes through that convert gender has put male and female there for us inside this display gender. So run this.
You need to take out the e's too.
Okay, let's see. Is the English correct? Our mentor is dash E. Okay, that's true. You need to take out the is. No. After the display gender, yeah.
Yeah.
So it will be he or she lives in. Oh yeah, run this. Can you see what happens? So our mentor is Maureen. She lives in Italy and has 2 years of experience. Now, typically, what we just did was we used a method to transform the mentor that we have. And all the transformation we did was just that we changed the display gender that was empty. We changed it based on the value of the gender. Ben, does this make sense to you now?
I have to rewatch the video.
You rewatch the video. Okay. You can
Yeah.
rewatch it.
So
but
I understand what they want with the
Then
method.
could you scroll up? Did you actually put a like in, I don't know what the technical names are, under the mentors? Did you put a property for or a field for display gender?
Yeah, we did. Check. Go back to
No,
common.
not down, up.
We did it in common. Okay, you mean where we're defining the mentors?
Yes.
No, we didn't put a field for it, but it's going to be an empty. It's going to be an empty string because we didn't define anything there.
Oh.
So what we just did now is we now went through that method and says that if gender is male, change that display gender to E. If gender is female, change that display gender to she. So that's a transformation that we just did. We pass
Let me see
in
your comment.
common.
Okay, thanks.
Right. So what we just did is just to use one factor to change the other. It's very simple. But what I wanted you to understand is, how we instead of the workaround that Ben said we should do earlier, we said no. We decided to do more work, but this our more work makes more sense if you agree with me. Ben, do you agree with what I'm saying?
I need to understand what we've done. Maybe it might be easy, but no,
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wait. For instance, now, at the beginning, the way Ben had already written display gender.
No. Don't remove that. That is our string interpolation. Ben, that is what, is a dollar sign that is there. That is what makes it possible to do this curly bracket that we did. If that dollar sign is not in the middle of that, in the beginning of that string, we won't be able to do this interpolation. Yeah, Maureen, you have a question. Go ahead.
Okay, now I wanted to say I wanted to ask. The way Ben already what was it called? Declared or described the gender, added the gender to common in his What if when he was creating his mentors, he added displayed gender and put in maybe a character there, like putting F for me and M for you and the other guy, for instance, and then we
pass it through this method.
Write maybe not this method completely, but just something that converts, that says that F is equal to she, and M, if that was what he used as his character, is equal to he.
Yeah, whichever way you do it, as far as you, I mean, there are like 100 ways to do this, like I told you. So we could have even passed the he or she directly in the field without using this method. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
For instance, now we just put the display gender. We don't know what it will be. We know it will either be male or female. And then we put it in the constructor of the class. This method that we did, we can put it in the constructor to say that every time you are adding a gender, if you see that the gender is male or female, just set this one to he or she. So you can put it in the constructor. You can create a special method for it like we did, right? So, I mean, there are a lot of ways you can achieve the same thing. So, but I really wanted to understand this. We created a method on its own, a static method. We passed in the mentor, and then we got back our mentor again. But the mentor we got back now has a display gender. In the beginning, it doesn't have. You can put a breakpoint here on line 56. Put a breakpoint on line 56 and line 48. Ben, put a breakpoint on 48 and 56. 48 and 56. Put a breakpoint. Our time is running down.
I should put a breakpoint.
Yes, on line 48 and 56.
Put the breakpoint.
You need to come back. Be after the 55. No, move your cursor. Move your cursor on this line. Go left, go left, go left, left. No, left. You're going right. Left again. Oh yeah, click on that line. Click in that place to put a breakpoint there. Go left.
Yeah.
No, it's outside your IDE. No. After that 55, click there. Yes. So go to that line 48 again and click on that same place to put a breakpoint. Yeah. So run the code now. It's going to stop at that point so that you see what is happening. Run it. So our code will run and then execute until it gets to line 48. So what happens on line 48 is that we've picked one mentor from the mentor list. Remember, these are for each. So mouse over on mentor M. Mouse over on this M. M. Can you click the drop down? So Maureen, look at what is going on here. Can you see the display gender? What's the value? It's null.
Null.
Exactly. So what we now did is we send these objects into that method. So can you go to F? Is that F11? I want you to step inside. If you go up your browser on this place, go up. You see this arrow that goes inside. Move to the right. This arrow.
Which arrow are you talking about?
On top of the first layer where you have save and continue, where you have this continue. Can you see continue? Move right, right.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, continue.
Can you see continue? Move right again.